right, friends, I've decided to start a brand new series, and I'm calling it Use It or Lose It, because we all have it. That shelf, the bin, the pile of supplies we bought because we love them, and then we just never use them. We are going to start dusting those items off and making things with them. And if you're still not going to use them after this, it's time to let them go. If you're new here, I'm Miss Carrie from Miss Carrie's Creations. I can't wait to share another project with you. So here's what we're working with today. This is the Simple Stories Boho Sunshine 6x8 paper pad, and I want to point something out right away. Every single sheet in this pad is double-sided. So when you think you have 24 pieces of paper, you actually have 48 usable surfaces. Keep that in mind when you're looking at a pad and thinking there isn't much left. Now, I didn't buy any accessories with this collection. No coordinating die cuts, no stickers, nothing extra. I bought it for the paper. I used some of it, and this is what's left. And that's the point of this series. We're going to work with what we have. When I purchased this paper pack, I did buy some cardstock that I thought would match well. This was sitting right next to the paper pad on my shelf, and most of these colors coordinate rather well. It's also going to give us some solid layers to use for each of the cards. When you're pairing a cardstock pack with a paper pad, you don't need a perfect match for every color. Just look for 2 or 3 colors that show up on both. That's enough to make everything look like it works together. Now, before I show you the rest of the supplies, I want to talk to you about card sketches, because sketches are one of the fastest ways to work through your stash. So I decided to build a resource library right here on my website where I can keep everything in one place. And the ones that I'm using for today's 5 cards are already in there. So if you want to make these exact cards, the sketches are waiting for you. I'll drop the link in the description below, or you can just scan that QR code on the screen and go right over to that library to grab those sketches. Okay, so I also want to talk about dies before we get started, specifically shape dies, because they're the most useful things you can have when you're working through your paper stash. Having sets of nested dies in each shape means you can cut layers in multiple sizes without measuring and trimming by hand every single time. This is going to make our process so much faster. Now, I'm also using a seasonal die set, which I'll share with you later on in the video. I actually want to be able to get started making the cards, so we'll talk about that here in a moment. Okay, so here's where I'm going to start. Before I cut a single thing, I want to decide on what I'm going to use for sentiment pieces. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out of the paper pad. These 3x4 pocket cards are perfect for sentiment. They already have the words, they already have the colors, and they coordinate with everything else because they came from the same collection. So along with these 3x4 pocket cards, I'm also going to choose 2 other sentiments that will work from this paper pack. Once I know the sentiment, then I'll be able to choose a mood for the card. And once I know the mood, I'm going to be able to choose those coordinating papers a lot easier. All right, so here I have my 5 piles. I'm going to try to stick to 2 or 3 colors per card, and not because it's a rule, but because that tends to make this go a lot faster, especially when you're working with busier pattern paper. So I'm going to start choosing 1 or 2 patterns, and I'm going to pull in some solid cardstock that picks up the colors I already have in the design. For me, it's much easier to start with the sentiment and not the paper. The sentiment sets the tone. A stay groovy card has a different energy than an enjoy the ride card. Once you know the feeling you're going for, your paper choices become obvious. And here's a tip for everyone who loves to make cards in bulk, but hates the middle of the project chaos. Once you have your 5 piles sorted, pop each one of these into a small envelope or a little bin. You can also add labels to them if you want. Just set those aside, come back later, and assemble everything when you're feeling creative. All right, so I went ahead and cut everything out off camera so that we could start building. Card 1 is our rainbow card, the Smile Big card. And I want to start here because it's a really good example of using the paper pack's own design to drive all of our decisions. I chose the floral pattern for my background because it gave me all of the colors that I needed to give this a lively feel. The pinks, the yellows, and the soft blues were all in one sheet. I'm going to pull in the dark matte with a cardstock frame, and I'm going to place this around the rainbow. This gives it somewhere to land without visually competing with the background. Now, I chose to stick with very few colors, and I want you to notice how the dark matte does a lot of the work here. It creates separation between the busy background and the focal piece, which makes this whole design easier to read. Now, right here is the basic version of the card. It's already complete, it's finished, and you can send it off to a friend. But if you want to add a little more, which is what I like to do, this is where I'm going to bring in some die cuts. I'm going to layer the flowers on top of the printed flowers that are already in the design. I literally just cut out the same shape and I'm going to stack it over the top. I'm also going to bring in this little butterfly on the left side. That's it. These two things completely change the energy of the card. Let's move on to card 2. This is the one that had the bike icon. And to be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous about the stripe paper that I chose to go with this. A bold stripe can go sideways fast if you use too much of it. So instead of making this the whole background, I brought it in as a small frame around my focal point. This gives me the colors that I want, and the stitched edge from the die frames it beautifully. Now, this is where I want to talk about white. I added white layers between some of the pattern pieces on this card. It creates what designers call a place for the eye to rest. Your eye moves from color to color, then lands on white and takes a little breath before moving on. Without that rest point, a design can feel overwhelming, even when every individual piece is beautiful. When you're only using pattern paper and it feels like too much, that's your signal to add some white. So this card came together rather quickly, just adding a few butterflies on the left side, and this card is complete. All right, so card 3 is the ice cream tag card. For this card, I layered 2 tags together and placed them over some pattern paper layers. And as I do that, I'm going to show you the die set that I selected for each of these cards. The combination of this die set works with almost any paper pack because most collections include at least one of these elements in the design. When you choose a die set that matches what's already in your paper pack, It feels like it belongs without any extra effort. All right, I'm going to add a little bow at the top. Again, here is a simple version of this card, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in some flowers that I cut using that die set. Now, the colors on this one were a little outside of what I usually reach for. That soft green with the yellow and that tiny bit of pink kind of threw me a bit. But I just stuck with what was already in that ice cream design. And now I'm bringing in some white to break things up. These little clusters of flowers go together really quickly, a couple on one side and one at the top. All in all, I feel like it came together really well. Let me know in the comments what you think. All right, so we are already on card 4, which is the plant card. And this one has a few little details that I want to make sure you catch. If you're going to lay a strip of paper over a layer that has a die cut finish, like this dotted edge, I like to run that strip of paper through the same die before I adhere the layers in place. This continues that finished edge all the way around the card instead of cutting it off mid-design. It's a small detail, but it makes the whole card look more intentional and polished. Now, I cut out this little plant image by hand from one of the 3x4 cards. Just a rough cut is fine because it's going onto a white piece of cardstock and you're not going to be able to see all the rough edges once everything's layered. Now you might notice that these flowers match the colors perfectly on this card. I didn't go digging through my paper stash or through my cardstock. Instead, I just grabbed one of the pattern paper designs from the paper pack and cut out all the elements I needed right from here. This is another great way to use up those pattern papers. All right, so my sentiment is going to sit on the lower part of the card. Before I put it in place, I'm going to add a little bit of twine to ground it. I'm just going to secure it with some tape on the back. The sentiment is going to sit right here. And no extra elements added. It's simple, it's clean, and most importantly, it's done. All right, we are on our last card. This one is the Stay Groovy card, and it might just be my favorite. Now, the Stay Groovy illustration filled the entire 6x8 pattern, and I wanted to keep the sunshine element because it perfectly matched the sentiment. The original piece was a little too large for the card design I had in mind, so I trimmed it down to fit. It still works. It's okay to just trim it down to fit your card panel. Now, I did use some pattern strips above and below the panel, and then I'm going to bring in a little bit of white. That's where we're bringing in that neutral again, breaking up the colors and the patterns to give the eye a place to rest. This lace trim is going to add a subtle texture, and it's not going to compete with the busy design. Now on this card, I didn't want to bring in any extra colors, but I do want to add a butterfly. So I'm just going to place it on the lower left side so I create a nice diagonal flow up to that smiling sunshine. Now this is the part where these cards become yours. I like to finish my cards with a white gel pen, adding little dots, dashes, and details that tie everything together. I'm also going to add some stitching on a few of these because that's just something I like to do. But these finishing details, they're not a step you have to copy. They're an invitation. Maybe you love ink spatters. Maybe you reach for a stamp. Maybe you add a bit of misting or some extra twine or a button from your stash. Or maybe you like the look of the clean, simple designs and you don't add anything at all. There's no wrong answer here. This is where your personality shows up on the card. The structure, the layers, and the color choices, those are the system. But the finishing details, that's you. And that's the best part of this whole thing. We got 5 completely different cards out of one pad of paper that had been sitting on a shelf doing nothing. That's the whole point of this series. Do you have a paper pad sitting on your shelf right now that needs to come down and get used? Tell me about it below. I want to thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your crafty friends that need to start using up some of their paper pads. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.